Hey guys, Rookie Lock here, back once again. Hope everyone's having a great day as always. And as you can see here, I have the old S&G Environmental sitting in front of us here, because I want to make a key for this thing. Actually, hoping to make two keys, one for me and one for my buddy Chris. So there's really not much to the keys on these, as you can see here. It's just 3 cuts, semicircular, and I've seen keys made from anything from bolts to cotter pins to brass, or you know what I mean. Use your imagination. You can make this out of pretty much anything. I'm going to make one out of brass. I'm going to try to make a pretty nice one, or two hopefully. And yeah, what we need to start with is, well, you've all seen my pick handles that I make. This one happens to be titanium, but I do have some brass ones as well. And this is 5/16, I believe, and it's the perfect size for the keyway. So yeah, pretty well 5/16, 3. Yeah, I mean, there's not much missing to make it 5/16, and that's probably the finish I put on here. And for metric folk, yeah, 790. What are we missing to make it 5/16? I think 325 is 5/16. So yeah, around 8.3 millimeters. So all we need to do is, I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut the hole I drilled off, so we have hopefully enough for 2 keys in here, and I'm going to yeah, I'm going to file it flat. I'm sure most of you guys have an imagination, can imagine what that would look like. So I'll be back after I cut the end off of this and file it flat, and then I'll discuss where to go from there to get your cuts into it. Alright, stand by. Alright guys, so we started with something like this in this case, and now through the magic of editing, I have my flat filed in here, and my cut mark where I'm going to cut it when I'm done. It's always good to keep things long when you're working on them. It's easier to handle and work with. But you can see here that we have the start to a key. We have basically what a blank key would look like, minus the bow, of course, which we'll talk about that later. And of course it fits the keyway perfectly. And from here we're gonna talk about how to give ourselves our best luck at getting this key cut. These marks here are just from its sliding in the lock, believe it or not. So I'm going to start with some Sharp'em. Let me know if you guys know what that reference is from. And we're just going to paint this up to give us some contrast, so we can draw some lines in it. Looks pretty good. And from here we'll take some measurements of the original key. What I'm going to go for is basically this middle cut, and we got 236 thousandths, and the other ones should be, they're not the same, but that's just the way it was cut because of the width of the so yeah, that would be about the same, huh? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set 342, which is from the tip to our, how should I say that, from the tip to our second cut. So I'm going to just scribe a line here, just like this. hard to do through the camera, but I'm going to do it off camera just so I can see what I'm doing here. Get a little bit more muscle behind it, and you can see we have a nice scribe line there. I'm going to do the same thing for the middle cut. Let's just go like this here. We don't want to tilt our calipers off too much because we'll get a bit of a, I don't know if they call that cosine error, but we'll get a bit of an error if we tilt off too much. So something like that should be good. This doesn't have to be super ass accurate. And that measurement, just for reference, is 481, and we're going to do the same thing here. Hopefully we have clearance. Yep. Or do we? It's close. I'm going to have to angle it a bit, so it looks a little off, but I'm going to compare it to the key, and we look pretty damn good. And from here, the last measurement that I'm going to need is this here. And that's the measurement from the center of the key to the edge, let's call it. And we'll put that right down. Right down the center there. That should do. So now, well, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm not going to be able to film the whole thing because I need my camera plugged in to film. The battery's just crap now. I'm going to take you guys over to where I set this up in a vise, and I'll show you guys how to start filing. Probably start with the first cut, I think. Or no, actually, we're going to start at the tip because we want to keep the keep the integrity in this, to keep it nice and strong. So we'll start at the tip here, and it's not going to be that hard to do. This one's they call it a 90 cut, but as you can see, it looks a little bit less than 90 because of what I mentioned earlier, how the cuts are kind of like this. But there's not much measuring to do. We just take this down to our center line there, and the gates are so big in here that I'm pretty sure we'll get this on the first try. So I'll be right back with my setup. Alright guys, so here we are at my vise. It's going to be kind of hard to get on camera because the lighting in here is just crap. But we got our piece of brass here all marked off, and we're going to put it in the vise like this, so it's 90 degrees off a flat. And yeah, I think I'm just going to do that like this. And with leather, of course, we'll tighten this down pretty tight, and we'll lock the rotation of the vise. I think I remember showing this vise to you guys before on camera, but if not, it's wow, this lighting really does suck. It's just a simple table clamp vise that has movement in 2 axes. This one here, this can rotate, and it can rotate, swivel on its base. So it's quite helpful, and it's pretty nice for filing stuff. So from here, and again, I know this is a really crappy view. Yeah, I can't do much better than this in here, guys, so please forgive me for that. But from here, I'm going to pick out a file, and I have 5 a set of 5 of these. They're not quite small needle files, but for this job this is perfect. I wouldn't want to use my really small files for this. And this square one is it's actually the same size. Remember, that first cut was a little bit smaller than the other ones for some reason. I'm not sure why. Just the way the key's made, the way the cuts are put into it. It'll just fit into there. So, and like I said, we're going to start with the tip. And that has to be at 90 degrees. So if we start just like this, and I have some safe edges on this file, so I have to make sure I'm using the right sides. It should be right here. We just start straight and take our time, stay in the lines, just like your mom taught you when you were coloring as a kid. And it's a slow process, don't rush yourself, but before you know it, you'll have quite a bit of material removed and you'll get down to that line. So like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys with filing. I will, however, there's a really good video that ClickSpring did about his filing technique, and this guy files some amazing stuff. He makes clocks, gears for clocks and stuff like that, and he really knows how to file. So yeah, he has some amazing tips and techniques for what he does, and I'll try to find that video and leave a link in the description. You will not be disappointed. Some great filing tips, and I learned a lot from that video. But he basically says to try and get the shape you're looking for achieved really early in the filing process. So the sooner we can get this flat and square and, you know what I mean, nice sharp edges, the sooner the better. Because if you're filing like this on a wrong angle, it's really hard to see here. If you're filing on the wrong angle and you get down to where you're almost out of material, then you're kind of screwed. You have to correct what you're doing very quickly to get back on track. So the sooner you get on track, the better. Anyways, I'm going to keep going at this, and I'll meet you back at my desk when we're done. Alright guys, here we go. Didn't take too long at all. Actually, I want to guess this only took maybe 10-15 minutes at the most. Yep, just filing and comparing with the key. Actually, we can see that this one's a little bit bigger. I wanted to leave a little bit more meat in case, you know what I mean, slowly sneak up on the finished product. And yeah, better to not take off enough than it is to take off too much, so we have something to work with, right? Moment of truth. And sure enough, it works. So that's one working key, although functioning, it's not the prettiest. And next we can cut it to length, and I'm going to put a bow on it. And yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to cover this, but I'll be back in a second. Either way, I'll figure this out, and I'll be back, and I'll show you guys what the next step is. Alright guys, stand by. Alright, here we go. Sorry for the long video, guys, but yeah, it's hard to get so much down into a small period of time. So I cut the key to length. And as well, I cut a piece of brass, kindly supplied by Chris. Cut it to the best I could, circular shaped, which is quite hard to do with a file and hacksaw. And I notched the end of the key so that it will accept this this coin here. And I'm going to try and solder this in. I'll try and capture it the best I can, but I know it's going to be tough with the lighting there, as you've seen in the last segments. But we'll see what we can do. Stand by. Alright, so let's see how this goes. I honestly, guys, I have no idea if this is going to work or not, because I just realized I'm out of propane and my plumber's torch, so I'm going to have to use this little butane torch here. But I think we'll still give it a shot. We have our coin, or our bow. I heated this up to burn any crap off of it and cleaned it off really good. I put some flux just in the gap here, some paste flux, and I'm going to put this bow in and try to get it nice and straight, and we'll see if we can get it to solder. Right away I see this is a little bit crooked, so I'm going to straighten that out. I think I'm going to put this side down, this side up. Ooh. And looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. A little flux leaking at the bottom there, so just give this a quick wipe. And the best thing is, if you don't want solder to stick, where you don't want solder to stick, don't put flux there. So now, a little crooked that way, huh? I think we're gonna have to live with that, though. Hope that's okay for you, Chris. And well, here goes nothing. Let's heat it up and try not to start a fire. Let's see. I think this is going to take quite some heating with this little toy of a torch here. Well, the flux is bubbling, but oh yeah, this is going to work. That's not that bad, actually. It looks like it wet pretty good. Just give this a second to solidify. And I'll take this time to again hope that you guys don't mind the length of the video. I know some of you say stop apologizing, but I know some of you guys prefer shorter videos. But anyway, I'm just going to dunk this and be right back. Oh, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to clean this up and I'll meet you guys back at the bench. Alright, there we go. One finished key. Still could use a bit of cleanup, but yeah, I'll do that before I put it in the package and send it off down to California. And sure enough, it works awesome. Feels really nice, actually. Quite happy with the way this turned out. Where's the original? Ah, come on. Stand by. There's the original, and there's the one I made. You can see slight differences, obviously. Main difference, this has a little step down. This is kind of like the shoulder of a key, but it can also shoulder on the first disc right here, so yeah, this works perfect. I'm going to leave it up to Chris if he wants to stamp this or not. My key stamps totally suck. You need to stamp them with like a 4-5 pound hammer to get a decent stamp, so yeah, there you go. One S&G key. Just have to clean it up a little bit and be good to go. I actually really enjoyed this project. Took me a little while to get to, but very happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed that, that's great. And I have to say, my hat really comes off to people that do videos like this where they film themselves doing a project, because it really does end up taking almost twice as long to do the project. Something that you maybe want to get done in one day can take, you know what I mean, almost 2 days to do when you're filming it, and it's quite tough to know what to film, what to leave out, and it's hard to do, believe it or not. You might not think so, but yeah, having to do everything with the camera in between you can get quite difficult. Anyways, guys, gonna leave you off with that, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Not sure what that's gonna be, but yeah, stay tuned, and thanks guys for sticking with me, and take care.